So something which they have made them to study easily. So history is a vast, it's a huge, big thing. We cannot neglect, or we cannot study in a just a few days, or we cannot understand, analyze in a few hours. So dividing those events into different categories and analyzing will help us to come to a conclusion. Correct. However, how can they study based on this prehistory, protohistory, and history? Now we'll see the uses of time periods in history, how they are going to be helpful. The first is records are maintained in an order wise will give us clear picture about past and for future studies. Correct. When the time periods is been mentioned and it is been maintained chronologically, systematically, order wise, it gives us clear picture when, where, and how it was took place, and it will help us for us to further future study. Maybe the first instance may be connected with the second incident. Correct. For this purpose, they have to record the details of the incidents in a chronological order in a systematic manner. It helps to understand the events easily. Second point, by this time period, whether it has been occurred in a prehistory, protohistory, or history, they tells us exactly, and it will able to enable us to understand easily. So, dear students, the first point is tell that records have to be maintained in an order to get a clear picture about that particular event and for further study easily. Self is to understand the events clearly without much difficulty. Second point. Third one, to analyze the incident properly whether with the available sources. They might have got the particular inscription or the monuments or the coins or any literature work written in the earlier. These will make us to analyze, to details, to describe, to go in detail about the concept or the case which they are going to study. Next is to know the in detail of the different time periods without much difficulty, as I said. Correct. When the incidents or the event is being recorded by you chronologically, systematically, it doesn't affect anymore to analyze and understand. Correct. When the things have been put up in a different manner, we are unable to analyze. When things are put in a chronological order, systematic order, order wise, one or the other is connected, it will make much more better to understand. Next point, historical records will be known as per different time periods. Correct. Historical records, as they have been classified as per the three different time periods. Before writing, before without, when the people doesn't know to writing what were the incident took place. When they started to learning how the situation was, and once they started writing how the people got converted or they changed their thinking habit lifestyle, we'll get to know under three different time periods how the people were there, we'll get to know. Dear students, coming to the next topic, that is, we saw time periods in history has been classified into three periods. One is prehistory, and second is protohistory, and the history. For the in order to understand the past events, we have made this classification. But in the context of India, when it comes to the India, we have been classified, the history has been classified into three periods: ancient, medieval, and modern period. And the ancient period of Indian history starts with the beginning of the human civilization, and it ends till the post Gupta period. And the end of the ancient period, beginning of the medieval period, marks the medieval period. That is, the end of the ancient period will give rise up to the beginning of the medieval period, which covers the Delhi Sultanates, Mughal rulers, and other contemporary rulers, means the rulers at the same time who were ruling along with the Mughals. The modern period in Indian history begins from the decline of Mughal Empire. So these are the three categories of time periods which we divided in order to study about the past of India or history about India. In simple, we can say the Indian history, in order to study about the Indian history, the historians have been classified the historical events into three time periods. One is ancient, and the medieval, and the modern. The ancient period consists of human civilization until the post-Gupta period, till the Gupta period, Gupta ruler, and at the end of as the ancient period got ended, it paved way for the beginning of the medieval period. During this medieval period, the Delhi Sultanates and the Mughal emperors ruled India along with the sub rulers, or we can say the contemporary rulers at the same time who were ruling the India. And coming to the modern period, is this Indian history begins from the decline of Mughal Empire, and when the Britishers started invented India, find out sea route to the India, and when the British came into India, the modern period existed. And this modern period was last till India gained the Indian independence in 1947. So, dear students, when the dates in history we doesn't know, generally how they used to mention the incidents or the sceneries which already took place, they generally use as a circa method. In circa what happens, it is generally which is used method by the historians while writing the dates of events which are not unknown to them. Exactly we cannot find out, or exactly we cannot precise over actually when it is being occurred. So what they used to do, they adopted a method called BC and CE. What is this BC and CE means? When the incident is they doesn't know, they use BC means before common era and CE stands for common era. That is before the birth of Jesus Christ was ever happened, that is before common era. And after the Jesus Christ, if it is occurred the incident, it is a common era. Dear students, in the previous topic we saw the time periods in history. Now moving on to the further, we will see about dates in history. They say that date acts as a landmark. It is the roadmap, we can say. It is a path through which we can know the proper records of the history which are occurred. Yes, similarly, if the date is there, we can easily find out on which date or which month or the which day the actually the incidents was took place. Correct? In the same way, dates in history also plays an important role, whether it is happened in the ancient period or medieval period or at the end of medieval period. So, who does they denote the date in history? So, the term circa, the short form of circa is CA. So, the short form of circa is a CA. This circa tells us about how the date is going to be identified or mentioned in the history. Generally, when the historians write the historical events as per the dates. So, when the dates of events are not known, how they used to record? Approximately how they can record the events which are not known or unknown when the actually the incident was occurred. Generally, the historians used to record as in the form of BCE and CE. BC stands for before common era and CE refers to the common era. Dear students, in today's class, we learnt about time periods of history, dates in history, and uses of time periods in history and its differences. In the next class, we are going to learn about the role of geography and how the different sources helps us to study the history. Thank you. Have a great day.